Hello and welcome back to Women's Football Talk, the YouTube channel that brings you all the latest news and stories from around the world of women's football. Now before we get into today's video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell so you never miss a video of ours. So this is the weekend roundup where we look back at all the weekend's action across the European leagues, and we'll start off over here in England. And on Saturday it was a 1-1 draw between Arsenal and Manchester United. Fair result as a game I was at myself. I think 1-1 draw obviously doesn't help Arsenal in trying to extend their lead at the top of the table, or Manchester United trying to secure that Champions League place, but it is a fair result. And Arsenal obviously had to play the last 15 minutes with Katie McCabe getting sent off for a second bookable offence. But, however, we did get to see a first Arsenal goal for Stina Blackstenius, who scored the goal on a debut after a fantastic assist from Viviana Miedema. I honestly highly recommend it if you have not seen it at all. Elsewhere, Chelsea managed to beat Manchester City 1-0, with Guru Wrighton scoring the sole goal of that game. Everton's first game post Jean-Luc Vasseur turned out into a 2-1 defeat against Reading, despite leading very early on in that game through Anna Anvagar. Birmingham City also lost 2-1 this time to Leicester City. However, they did have to play most of the game with 10 players after goalkeeper Emily Ramsey was shown a straight red card. Tottenham Hotspur beat Brighton and Hove Albion 4-0 to continue their impressive season, and West Ham United beat Aston Villa 2-1 in the late game there. So Arsenal remain atop of the table despite having played a game more than Chelsea, and there's a bit of daylight at the bottom of the table between Leicester City and Birmingham City. Right now, to have a look at the leagues around the Europe. So in the Netherlands, where we'll start off first, and PSV versus Ajax, and what was the big game of the weekend, was postponed, so that game will be rescheduled at a later date. FC Twente beat Feyenoord 2-1 to remain atop of the Eredivisie. Excelsior Barendrecht beat VV Alkmaar by the same scoreline, and Den Haag beat Heerenveen 1-0. Over in Germany, and it was wins for top of the table, Wolfsburg, who beat Werder Bremen 3-1. Bayern Munich beat SC Sand 4-0. Freiburg beat Eintracht Frankfurt 2-1 in probably the surprise of the weekend. SGS Essen and Bayer Leverkusen and Hoffenheim versus Cologne both finished in 1-1 games, and Turbine Potsdam beat Karl Zeiss Jena 6-0. So the result sees Wolfsburg and Bayern Munich separated by just the 1 point at the top of the league. Now over in Italy this week, and table toppers Juventus managed to beat Hellas Verona 1-0 in their game, while Sassuolo beat Sampdoria 3-1. Elsewhere, Roma beat Pomigliano 5-2, Napoli beat Fiorentina 2-0, Inter Milan beat Empoli 3-2, and AC Milan beat Lazio 3-1. So Roma are in second, 6 points behind Juventus, with Sassuolo level in terms of the results and outcome, but obviously Roma have got the better record against Sassuolo, hence why they are above them. Over in France this weekend, and PSG obviously continued their great season and push on for a league title. However, they are still behind Lyon, who managed to beat Bordeaux 1-0. PSG won on Saturday, beating Guingamp 6-2. Elsewhere in the league, Stade Rennes and ICFF played out a 7-goal thriller, with Stade Rennes winning 4-3. Soyo Charentes beat Dijon 1-0. Paris FC beat Saint-Etienne 2-1, and Fleury 91 beat Montpellier 1-0. And finally, over in Spain, it's all to lose now for Barcelona, as it has been for the last year and a bit, as they beat Eibar 7-0, with Marta Tarrajan scoring a brace in that game. Elsewhere, Real Sociedad and Atletico Madrid drew 2-2. Granadilla Tenerife beat Madrid CFF 1-0. Sporting Covuela beat Athletic Club 2-0. Real Madrid beat Real Betis 1-0. Villarreal beat Rayo Vallecano 1-0. Alaves and Sevilla played out a 1-1 draw, and Valencia beat Levante 2-0. So Sociedad remain in second place, 4 points ahead of Granadilla Tenerife, and a further point ahead of Atletico Madrid, who do have a game in hand over both teams. So it'll be very interesting to see what can happen with that second place in terms of Champions League football in Spain. Right, that is all the video done, and we'll be back later on this week to preview all the weekend's games that we have and look ahead potentially to the international break as well, because there should be some team news announced this week, and obviously any other news, whether we get news on an Everton manager replacement for Jean-Luc Vasseur, you'll find out here first on Women's Football Talk. And make sure you, like I said at the start, you are following us on Twitter as well for all the latest news and stories from around the world of women's football. And until next time, we'll see you soon.